Hello, Internet. I'm Corion, your witch in residence. And today I want to talk about pain, but I want to talk about it because it's kind of a hard conversation to have. I want to talk about it using one of the more controversial Star Trek movies. I want to use it doing Star Trek V: The Final Frontier. Now, before I get too deep into it, normally I would ask you to like and share and subscribe. But today I'm going to ask you to remember to vote for me in the Cheer Choice Awards. I'm going to make sure there's a link. It's probably going to be up here somewhere. Please consider doing so. It would really help me out. Now, with that obligatory ritual out of the way, let's talk about pain and Star Trek V. Now, for those who haven't watched the movie in like 1,000 years, because let's be honest, it's been a while since Star Trek V came out, Star Trek V is has a primary antagonist who forms kind of a cult like devotion by mind melding with somebody and taking away their pain, like their emotional trauma. So, for example, Spock's trauma stems from being born and having a father that doesn't approve of him. McCoy's because he had to euthanize his father when his father was dealing with a debilitating injury and illness. And when they got to Kirk, he says, no. And Cyborg says, no. And he's like, no, I need my pain. That's what gets me through. And that is by far one of the most important lessons I think anyone can ever teach. Look, I have been in chronic pain for going on now 23 years. Every day brings a little bit more agony between my knee and there's some other pieces. I have nerve damage in my feet. So walking, moving, what have you, hurts like hell. And some days are good and some days are not so good. I don't think I'd be the person I am without it. I need my pain. I need my pain because it proves to me I'm still alive. And because I know what it is to hurt. I don't want to see other people go through that. So I do everything in my power to avoid causing others pain and to help them get through it through everything I do. Okay? And if you are in constant pain, I would highly advise and ask and really plead that you speak to a medical professional or a medical person that you trust to see what they can do to mitigate it. And after that, and in conjunction with that, do consider meditation and other practices that can help you block the pain out. Because it is very hard to live with pain all the time, and I don't want anyone to have to go through it if they can avoid it. Now, with that in mind, let me also say this. Pain, in a lot of ways, can define you, right? It prevents us from making silly mistakes in the future, okay? The example that I tend to use is if you didn't scald your hand or burn your hand a little bit when you were young and learning to cook, then you weren't prepared to deal with, the fire being hot on the stove, right? It gives you the memory, the important lesson to be mindful about what you're doing, right? To not take serious tools in your home for granted, okay? These are important lessons that we learn. Now, I know the next question that I get asked the most is, well, I can learn lessons without pain. Do I really need to be in pain to learn? And my response would be, yes. To learn, we must suffer. This is one of the truisms of life. Nobody ever gains significant knowledge without sacrifice, without work, without suffering for your craft. Okay? Pain is life's suffering. And bad things happen to good people because good people need to learn lessons just like the, the, the wrong people, the bad people, okay? Everyone needs to learn the important lessons in their life. And we don't learn it in comfort. We learn it in hardship. So when we experience pain, it is forming a memory on doing that thing that we did we probably shouldn't do anymore. So that is important lessons to learn and important things to take away. For me, a lot of mine stems from learning to dodge a fair bit better. But the truth of the matter is, we need that pain. We need to hurt. We need to feel that we've learned something from what causes us agony. Because if we learn it, if we understand it, if we intrinsically take that pain in, then that will stay with us and it will help guide us into the future. Now, one can learn the wrong lessons from pain. They can learn to not risk being hurt again. And certainly one should learn to not get hurt doing the same thing over. That the definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting different results. But it's okay to love and to get hurt by the person you love and then to get up and try again, even though sometimes it sucks. Okay? It can't rain all the time. And sometimes the pain we feel from loss from an ex is there to help us understand the lessons that we needed to learn in selecting a partner. So here's what I'm going to put forward for you guys for homework today. I would like everybody to think about their pain, and I don't want you to write it in the comments, but I do want you to write down the lesson that you learned from the most painful experience you had in your life. Okay? Because we all learned something, right? Be it be way closer to the bathroom, or don't go into blind alleys alone, or when you walk into a room, make sure you have a plan for walking out of it. Whatever it is, type in your lesson. And let's see how many people go, yeah, I experienced that too. Because I think you're going to find that a lot of us have learned the same lessons. And a lot of us have experienced the same kind of pains and grown from it. And I'd also like you to think about the good things your pain has done. Did your pain keep you out of trouble? Did your pain prevent you from making a much larger mistake with the next person? Did your pain prevent you from trying to jump into the gorilla cage again? Whatever it is, okay? Write it down, understand it, and know that while pain sucks, and we'd all rather not feel it, we need our pain because our pain teaches. And learning by having terrible things like that happen is way more important than sitting in a classroom and learning something from a book. Thank you very much, everybody. I'm going to let you go with that. Merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again. Take care, everybody.